Hello there, everybody, it's Jesse, and as I tweeted, this is my promised review of Final Fantasy XV Kingsglaive. So last night, I went to go see it with Gerard and Duger and Octopimp, and we had to drive, way down into Orange County to see it, right next to Disneyland, because it's not in a lot of theaters, and so when we got there, we were expecting to be, the only people there. It was packed. It was crazy. I guess because it's in so few theaters, all the nerds must gather to these selected theaters. And it was awesome. It was awesome to see it with a crowd that was really hyped about the movie. But right at the top here, before I even get into the movie, because Lord knows I have no clue what you guys consider spoilers these days, I will be like, spoiler-free review, and some guy will just be like, oh, what? You mentioned the color of the t-shirt the villain was wearing, oh! And it's like, what? So, before I even get into the movie, I'm just gonna really quickly at the top here just say, if you were not a Final Fantasy fan, I don't know why you go see this movie to begin with, but if you're just like, I like action and pretty things, I don't know, it's maybe a 2 out of 5. It's maybe a 1.5 out of 5. It's not a terrific character building movie, or, there isn't much growth. It's basically a 2-hour intro cutscene to a video game. Essentially is what it is. Now, if you're a Final Fantasy fan and you're waiting for 15, it's gonna be your shit. You're just gonna be like, oh, I'm so excited, which is pretty much how Gerard and I felt leaving the theater. We were just like, oh yeah, no, I wasn't really hyped for the game before, but now I'm in. Now I get it. It's kind of like one of those things where when I played Final Fantasy 13 and the game started and they info dumped on you and they were like, the Lassie and the Falsey, and you're like, what are you talking about? This movie gets that out of the way. It really quickly establishes the world they live in, what's going on, and then sets it up perfectly for the game. I could not be happier. I couldn't be happier. It was exactly what I wanted and what I needed. If I had to suggest anything, I would say, get the demo, play through that as the kid, as boy Noctis, and then watch this movie. You'll be set up. I don't even know that you need to watch the anime. I guess you could to figure out how the 4 main characters know each other and their backstory. F it, watch all of it, and you're ready for the game. I'm super psyched. I'm really hyped for this game now. So, with that said, I think that's enough. That if you don't want to hear any more, click off the video now. Just end it. Put it away before I'm like, there was a guy who had a Marlboro shirt, and I was like, I wanted that Marlboro shirt, and you're just like, what? What? Marlboros in this world? Oh, next you're gonna say there's chocobos. Oh, so let's get into the movie. This movie takes place when Noct is on his journey. So when Noctu is off with his friends, driving around in a car, having a boys' adventure, driving around, having fun, shit is going down, which makes it even funnier. To me, what I want to do is make a smash cut edit of this film with the anime, because in the anime, they're just we're buddies, and we're checking out girls, and we're playing with french fries, and in this movie, it's end of world, explosions and shit. It's so silly to think the dichotomy of the two. But anyway, ignoring that, Noct is out. He's driving around with his friends. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom of Lucis, I believe it's called, they are on the precipice of signing a treaty with this evil empire. So it's a Final Fantasy universe, so of course there's an evil empire, and the basic backstory is this evil empire has slowly and surely, through the power of Magitech and robot armies and all that crap, are slowly taking over the world. And there's one kingdom called Lucis that refuses to surrender to them. And the reason why they can refuse is because their main capital, a city called Insomnia, which is basically magical New York, essentially. The city called Insomnia has a king who has access to a crystal of power. And this crystal protects the city with a giant magical shield, so the evil empire cannot get into the city. And so what happens is, in response, the evil empire goes around destroying the rest of Lucis, the countryside. So the king, played by Sean Bean, King Regis, in response to this, recruits young men and women from the countryside to defend Insomnia and the rest of Lucis in something called the Kingsglaive, and he bestows upon them a portion of his magical power imbued from the crystal and a magic ring that he wears, which is a ring that lets him communicate with the other kings of old. Plot points, yo. So, the Kingsglaive is made up of like ragtag badasses. The main character Nyx is sort of a don't tell me what to do. I'm a hero guy. And then there's his friend Libertas, who's just the anime trope, slightly fatter, like best friend of the hero who's like, I don't know, buddy. Oh, jeez, you have to save me all the time, like that guy. And then there's the their woman friend who's their like little sister Crow, and basically all the tropes of a battalion that you would see in a war movie. I'm sure there was a religious guy and a guy named Tex in there, and like a guy who's like, oh no. And then there's the captain who's like, what we do for, hearth and home. And so the basic plot of the movie is that the Empire has approached the king and said, hey, let's stop this fighting. Let's get together, sign a peace treaty. We will let you maintain full control over Insomnia, and we'll just take the rest of Lucius, which is pretty much ours anyway. And the king's like, well, shit, I'm getting old. The power of the crystal is waning the older I get. Like, there's just no hope for me. Maybe I should do this. At least this city will be protected, and, the Kingsglaive can finally stop fighting. Their homes will be at peace. And then the Empire's envoy's like, also, the prince got to marry Lunafreya. Just make that happen. So there's clearly ulterior motives happening here with the Empire, because it's the freaking evil Empire. And so the king sends out the Kingsglaive to do some like cool reconnaissance and stuff, and it just, from there it goes down. From there it just like continues to build and build and build. We're introduced to Lunafreya, who's I think the only main character from the actual game in this film besides the two villains, besides the Emperor and then his like guy who clearly I visualize instantly becoming Kefka. Like, I can the second in command of the old Emperor, that dude's the final boss. No, it's a Final Fantasy game. That dude's the final boss. Let's be honest. Those two guys are in the movie. The basic story is between Nyx and Lunafreya, and him being her royal protector. And like I said, it goes down. There's a lot of cool twists and turns. There's literally moments where, if you're an old school Final Fantasy fan, you'll see something on screen and be like, I know where that's from, and I know what that is, and I get the homage to that. There's literally an airship fight with a beloved Final Fantasy villain. Not even gonna say anything about it. That's all I'm gonna say. I did say something about it, but I'm not gonna say anything that's make you like, spoiler. Actually, you know what? It's too late. Some guy's like, oh, airships. Oh. So I guess that's kind of where we'll leave it. I'll say this: it is super, super entertaining as if you, like I said, if you consider it an intro cutscene, you'll be like, shit, I'm ready for this game. I can't wait to play it. Yeah, if you consider it that, if you think about it that way, you'll be down. I definitely recommend it if you're going to play Final Fantasy XV. If you're just like a movie lover, I don't know. It's, sometimes it's so visually stunning, you forget you're watching something that was pre-rendered. There's scenes where, Lunafreya looks like real, like a real person. Nyx is a little too badass to look real all the time, but yeah, the King Regis, sometimes you're like, God, like this is crazy. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome visually. The music, it's Final Fantasy, so the music is just like, I'll say this: the end is literally a 30-minute fight scene, so you can expect the music to be just like over the top, and it's borderline. I mean, it's not exactly, but it's borderline One Wing Angel levels of just like, what is what? Yeah, I definitely recommend going to go see this if you're going to get the game. Other than that, it's kind of a pass, but I guess that's it for me. I enjoyed it immensely, and I will see you later if I ever do any other reviews of cool nerdy shit that I love. maybe it's all sort of whenever the hell I feel like it. Anyway, back to the video games. See you guys later.
UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. Hello there, old spore. Me, just got #1 out of the land. The bee's knees, the tip-top shape, I'm swell shape, and I'm gonna make a fortune for my ass for more. Shut the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Shut the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Shut the balls up! Give me that! No! No! No!